Hey.
Hey, what's
Yeah.
up? We're good? All right. Hey, everybody, it's TQ, my brother JQ, our dad, Abdul Qayyum, aka Papa Q, here at tea time at the Apothecary. What's up, fellas?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Are you typing email, Pops? What are you doing, huh?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just playing with you. Looked like you were still working on email or something. I was giving you a hard time.
Um, you're always giving me a hard time. I'm an easy target.
I've been doing it for 46 years. Why stop now,
Yeah, and
huh?
I always take it.
Yeah. It's definitely a one-sided hard time relationship, huh?
Well, in this case, it happens to be that.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Sorry about that. So
I'm just conditioned to it now, so
I
it,
know,
it
I know.
doesn't really phase me. I just
You're the victim here, and mom. I just followed in mom's footsteps. She gives you a hard time. I give you a hard time. The world's giving you a hard time.
It's okay. Everybody should be so lucky.
Yeah.
I have been.
No, I'm just teasing. So, how you doing? We're drinking some tea. Let's talk about what we're drinking, huh?
Yeah, Speedwell. I don't think I've ever drank it, to be very honest. Even though
Considering how often you recommended it, it's kind of
and
funny.
how long I've been selling this. So it's another one of those Maria Traven herb that we've sold in many different ethnic groups. Speedwell, um, Veronica officinalis. The Romanians buy it in bulk and call it ventrilica.
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 Yeah.
What is the pops? All right, quiz, pop quiz. What do the former Yugoslavians call it?
I don't know.
Oh, come on, really?
I no that I never really picked up the except for like couple of herbs like nettle and but I didn't. You did a great job. You
Yeah,
and
you and Lori got super into the Serbo-Croatian, Bosnian pronunciations. What is it, Jay?
No, I can't remember. That's why I was asking Dad.
All right, well, we can look it up.
I want to
So,
say it was like
so
I don't know.
I thought the Maria Draven, of course, recommends it for cholesterol, and a lot of Europeans came to us and come to us to buy it for cholesterol. But in general, when I look up this herb,
Yeah, it's for me.
it doesn't say much about cholesterol. It talks about being good for, you should try it, psoriasis
I
and
know. That's what I'm saying.
skin,
It's for me.
yeah, skin disease. And then I like the fact that it's supposed to be good to clear the head. So once you drink it at night, yeah. Yeah. And
anything that can clear my head, please.
yeah,
Uh,
and mom said the same thing. She'll just start drinking at night because she falls asleep so quickly, uh, but then wakes up and you know and can't go back to sleep, and she ends up spending hours um, going
she's
down.
watching right now, so be careful what you say about her,
Oh,
okay?
I'm just trying to help her.
I know, I'm just
I,
teasing.
I tell her to take a couple of my drops of THC, before going to bed, and
Yeah.
and I know she's going to like it, but she's something against having to take, although she takes power of sleep, you know. Uh,
Yeah, certain substances maybe are not everyone feels comfortable with everything. And
yeah,
you have it for glaucoma, right?
yeah, but I love the side effect of it to be able to sleep, like a baby. And then I use, I, I'm sure you guys have noticed, you have to have noticed that I don't get as upset anymore. I'm usually pretty chill now.
It's
Um,
true.
you know,
I I definitely have noticed, and I
Yeah.
definitely attributed it to that.
I
besides,
I agree. I've definitely noticed you are like 1,000 times more chill than you used to be.
yeah, and aside from the fact that I've picked up meditation from you guys, so I do that 20-minute thing every day, you know,
Yeah.
so that kind of brings me to a you know,
You do the 20-minute version?
I've always done 20 minutes.
Are
I
you
never-
doing the waking up as well?
Which one are you doing these days? Waking up or calm, or what are you doing?
waking up, waking up.
Yeah.
So I do 20 minutes every day. And that, along with the THC, and then just getting old and a little bit wiser, hopefully, and,
Yeah.
and learning from you guys. And I don't know, things. I mean, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now.
Good.
I just did half hour of uh, running, sort of on my trampoline. I've started
Oh,
doing that.
nice.
Yeah.
You're
So
doing well for, you know, for a 74-year-old guy. You're meditating, you're exercising,
yeah, I mean,
you're staying chill.
we
You're
go out for a walk, but it's so hot and humid outside.
yeah.
I started doing this inside, and it gets my heart rate up. I sweat up a little bit, but I don't get that, totally run down, worn out. It's
Yeah, it's pretty hot out there right now.
so
I want to say a quick hi to Adrian, DJ Sanchez, and Therese is on. Therese, I was thinking about you this weekend, wondering if you're still on the plant paradox train since you were, I think maybe a week and a half ago, you were maybe 5 days into it or something. I'm
How's
curious
it
to
going?
hear how that's going for you. Was thinking about you literally this morning, thinking, I hope she's doing well, and that's something and she's experiencing some good effects of that.
I've been thinking the same. So hopefully you're going to tell us that you are sticking with the plan and finding yourself, in a positive direction of wherever you want to be.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, I hope you're feeling good. So let us know now or later, privately, whatever. So it's all good. So Speedwell, I want to come back to this because so you said Romanian community, which we have a lot of customers in the Romanian community use it for cholesterol, but it's maybe you're talking about skin effects and clearing the head.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say. You said I was talking about this recently. I use this Aura ring
Hmm.
that tells me a lot about the quality of my sleep, and it I have to say, so people were saying, well, if you can't really control your sleep, then are you just seeing what happened? And it's like, great, so I know today was a good day, but what does it actually do for you? You know? And I was saying that one of the things about it is it's sort of I'm able to start to connect the things I do, the things I eat, and maybe the substances that I've tried, whether herbs or sometimes THC or something like that. The ability, I can sort of see it reflected in deep sleep. And I was literally telling someone yesterday, someone asked me about this, and I was telling them that what I've noticed is 8 hours of sleep with very little deep sleep, which happens a lot with THC at the times that I've tried it. I get a lot of sleep and I fall asleep, but I don't get as much deep sleep. That is not as good feeling for me, and my brain doesn't work as well as getting 6 hours or 5.5 hours, but getting like an hour and 20 minutes of deep sleep. I actually find it to be, I prefer to get, if I had to choose between those two extremes, I'd prefer to get less sleep with more deep sleep than more sleep with less deep sleep, if that makes sense.
Well, of course, but I feel differently than you do.
Yeah,
Before I took the THC, I
yeah,
would sleep, but I was a light sleeper. I could never stay asleep for very long. I would wake up anytime that mom got up or moved or whatever.
yeah,
But with this, she's up, she says she was up 2 hours during the night. I had no idea, you know.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
and I do feel relaxed and refreshed when I wake up. So
Cool.
for
You guys
me,
want me to read a little bit about Speedwell?
sure.
Yeah,
So it makes me wonder what the connection is between cholesterol and skin, like where, because it clearly has skin applications, across her and everything I could find online. Um, this is This is great. When the Romans conquered Germanic lands, I mean, this is how it begins.
Yeah,
They learned from the old Teutons. Is that how you say that? Teutons?
Teutons. Teutonic.
Yeah, I know, but the Germans would probably say Teuton. Um, about the great value of this much esteemed herb. The Romans, as I read in an old herbal, must have been convinced of this herb's great value. If they wanted to compliment an acquaintance of a friend, they said he had as many good qualities as the highly esteemed Speedwell.
I'm gonna start using that as my
You
compliment of
have as
choice.
many great qualities as the highly esteemed
You
Speedwell.
know, I feel so strongly about you, similar to the way I feel about Speedwell with
This
this drink.
saying I remembered when one day a gentleman told me of high cholesterol in his blood. He had been to the hospital several times. I recommended Speedwell 2 cups a day. My pleasure was great when 6 months later he told me the doctors were surprised there was no high level of cholesterol when shortly ago they gave him a checkup. And then she kind of explains like it likes dry ground and grows in the woods, in the hedgerows and edges of woodlands and paths. It has a creeping hairy stem and little finely toothed silvery leaves and clusters of light blue to purplish flowers. When touched, the leaves fall off easily. Its time of flowering is May to August. They gather the flower heads. The most effective ones are the ones which grow on the edge of the woods and under oaks.
I'm just looking at pictures of them right now. They're beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is really.
Speedwell.
They're like little clusters.
Yeah, like these little rod, like purple rods. They're just gorgeous.
Yeah. Um, and then she says it's a favorite to cleanse the blood, and together with nettle heals chronic eczema.
Yeah, Mom said this morning, I said perhaps Jeffrey already takes it because he had it at home.
I had it at home. I had no idea it was for this purpose, or I had completely forgotten. I've been taking nettle regularly, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna mix the two now and start making
Again,
it
for you
raw
too.
food.
yeah,
For you too, because you've been talking about some cholesterol creeping up a little bit,
yeah, yeah,
and you said you haven't been drinking. Maybe both of you, this was meant to happen,
yeah.
and
No,
both of you are meant to start drinking this on a daily basis.
I have
But
it on
check
the
this
list
out though.
to bring it from the store today. Mom's running over there, so she's gonna bring some for us.
Nice.
Is it and then it says it's great for stomach, it's great for intestinal
Yeah,
disorders, and then it's for old dry bronchitis. Um, that makes sense though too. Like the
The skin
respiratory
lung connection.
skin is like always connected. The first time I got eczema was after I was on an inhaler from living in LA from the smog. And I had to go on an inhaler because I was getting asthma, and then my skin went crazy. It's very common in kids who have asthmatic issues to also have skin issues.
that's what homeopathy says always, right, Jeffrey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, because if you suppress the asthma with any respiratory problem with any kind of drugs, steroids, which is what children end up getting, and then they almost always come up with skin
it's
disorders,
eczema, yeah.
eczema of some sort.
But check this out. I would like to point out that Speedwell has great medicinal value for nervousness caused by mental overexertion.
Well, that's what Mom's saying.
1 cup drunk before going to bed through its soothing effect is highly beneficial. The Abbe Künzle recommends this soothing tea to people who have to work a lot with their head. It brings good memory and disperses dizziness. Mixed with celery roots, it rectifies weak nerves as well as depression, even for jaundice and gravel in the bladder. Rheumatic and gout pain in the limbs, Speedwell is very effective.
Yeah. Wow. Well, first of all,
Awesome.
I think that's you just when you talked about the overwork using your head and the sort of anxiety that comes from that nervousness. I feel like now I'm convinced that this was meant to be this episode, and all three of us
Should
need
be
to drink
taking
this every day. We've just covered like the three main things that it covers is described us in like an unholy trinity, right?
So don't want to keep repeating, but it's another one of those divine interventions of, that I said,
Thank you, Maria Traven.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I so firmly believe in it because look, Maria Traven was responsible for my business to jump from one level to the next level.
Yeah.
Back in the day when she came to visit, and I remember telling Peter, and Wolfgang was with him, and we
Yeah.
were upstairs, and we had just moved to the new building, and I remember
This,
saying,
you mean this new 38-year-old building? Yeah. Or
well,
something like that, 35-year-old building?
I mean, when we redid this old building
Yeah. Yeah.
38 years ago or whatever, and I remember saying, look, I just can't seem to get my business up to whatever, I think it was $1 million mark, I said, I just can't get there, we're still at 700 or 600. And I remember Peter saying, it's always the first million. After that, it just keeps going, you know. And and I remember Maria Traven came to visit that year. We finished so strong because she spoke. The book sales, the herb sales, Peter's
Yeah.
product. They just put me in a new
She was a
category.
spark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Check this out, guys. This is really interesting. The fresh juice is prepared from the flowering plant. Now I want to see if I can find it.
Yeah.
It's recommended for chronic skin disorders, especially eczema. 1 teaspoon of the juice is taken 3 times a day. I recommend Speedwell in old herbals praised as a wound herb. Now listen to this, because I am dealing with like chronic skin issues with this exact thing. I recommend Speedwell in old herbals praised as a wound herb for all inflamed non-healing wounds, especially wounds near the shin bone.
Wow.
Which I have a one that won't
Yeah.
go away right on my shin.
Jeffrey, does she mean fresh Speedwell juice?
She says yeah, if you can get it.
Yeah, I think that usually juice means fresh plant,
Yeah, that's what she said. Fresh juice from the flowering plant. But then she says wash the wound in a decoction of Speedwell, then a compress from the infusion.
So, but where do you buy fresh Speedwell here?
Just grow it. Right? I mean,
I bet it grows around here. I bet it's in Sydney's garden. We could probably find it.
yeah. But I'm saying like this is actually, I want to redo my yard and kind of, I mean, not redo, but like plant some more things. And I feel like as we've been doing these tea times, I'm just realizing I just want to make an herbal garden, not like, or it doesn't even have to be organized beds, but I want to basically set up my whole yard with these kind of like weedy, beautiful, useful herbs so we can just pick them and use them.
So here's the thing though, so many of this is the trouble with that. Like it's because you want like a kind of you either need to like designate an area that you're willing to let go wild,
Yeah.
or you're gonna kind of have, because a lot of these are super invasive,
Yeah, so maybe some of them, maybe a lot of it is like on the patio, like pots, and just let them be in a pot and go
Yeah,
crazy.
that's one option. But also they're saying that like when you're planting a garden, you should plan an area that is not tamed. It's actually good for the whole ecosystem of your yard, because you want like that what's naturally going to grow there and become and flourish there to be there. That's part of what makes your area, right?
Yeah, the other part was I just feel like I was kind of thinking, just how do we get to native plants? And the funny thing is, like, there's so many other invasive things that are now kind of like native that you actually have to work hard to get to, like Illinois river plain, like prairie plants. It's actually like you have to
Not what it
do a
was.
lot of gardening to get back to what it was, and constant tending, because otherwise they tend to get overshadowed. Let me just shout out a few things. So first of all, if you're just joining us, thank you. It's TQ, JQ, and our dad, Papa Q, talking tea time at the Apothecary. We asked how Teresa's doing. Much better. No need to kill anyone now.
That's definitely how I felt on day
of
3.
the plant paradox diet. I totally can relate to that, Teresa. I'm glad to hear that. We don't want any,
You have starved out all the would-be murderer.
murderer bacteria, microbes. She's got a rebounder, a mini trampoline for jogging, and she's noticed improvements in her complexion. That's awesome.
That's great.
Um,
The
yeah.
mini trampoline is huge for the lymphatic system, right? That's what they recommend to get
Yeah.
it pumping. Doing little calf exercises on that, it gets the water in your system moving and moving and moving.
Yeah, the Duggan sisters are obsessed with this, right? The Chicago sisters who
And
make the
and
Life
our
Stinks
brother,
deodorant. They are experts in the lymphatic system, and they always say the ankles are like the heart of your lymphatic system. You flex the ankles, and it basically starts the whole system of cleansing in your body.
so that, and if that's helping and feeling good, then also consider a soak in Epsom salts. That's supposed to be the other trigger for lymphatic system to just keep everything clean and moving.
Yeah, and then Mary Josephine, nice to see you. Happy Monday to you as well.
So yesterday I got a call you guys will never believe. I got a call from Jason Catalano.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Gruff.
gruff. So, I mean, he was so sweet. He's so touching. I have to say this. Um, I did send him a link. Perhaps he's watching. I don't know. But anyway, so he calls me. He must have talked to, he did talk to Gregory a couple of days ago. And Gregory must have said something about, my dad is doing great, fine, but, he's having some issues with his legs. And, so, so he got concerned. And he was so sweet because he started to tell me, gave me a long lecture about, with good intentions of saying, Mr. Qayyum, I know you for so long. I know you're a diabetic. I know you take care of yourself. I know you eat healthy. But I just have to tell you that this pandemic, he said, this does number on people. So you need to stay strong. It's all up here. He's
That's awesome.
yeah. So he spent good 25 minutes with me, telling me, encouraging me, and opened up and told me about himself a little bit. So I tried to help him as well. But
That's
poor
awesome.
guy's gone through some rough times. So, but his, I was so touched. I was pretty much in tears, just telling me, that I should just stay strong and positive, and uh,
That's that's awesome. Gruff is a magical dude. We know that from the first day that I met him, which was 1997, I think.
Yeah.
7, I think, because G transferred fall of 97, I'm pretty sure, is when I met Gruff.
96. 96.
96?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
It
Yeah.
was his junior year. Yeah.
yeah,
When he moved into those dorms on 20 something street.
yeah, that's exactly where he was at.
Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, anyway, he's a great guy. And I think, the point I would say to take from this partly is just surprise someone and reach out to them, someone who means something to you.
Exactly.
It's so powerful, right? It moved you so much.
Oh,
I have a crazy one. This
Yeah.
happened to me a few days ago. My friend, you guys know Safia, right?
Yeah.
who?
Safia.
Oh, yeah.
Safia I hadn't talked to her in a couple of years, like nothing like serious. It just like kind of had drifted because I was in family life
And
and
I think
she,
I'm the one that met her first
yeah.
in the store,
Hmm.
and then introduced her to G.
Yeah, but I had already known her years before that, actually, turns out. So let me tell you something now.
Okay.
Check this out. So Safia was like reconnected with me, and then she's like, so funny story. I had to tell you. I started like there's a big long version of this story I won't tell you, and online dating is like I know that's probably the only way people can date right now, and my heart goes out to you if that's what you're going, if you have to online date during a pandemic. This must be a trying time, right? But she's dating.
Are you allowed to say this? What you're about
I
to
don't
say?
know. Anyway, she's like, I'm talking to this guy, not dating. I'm talking to this guy. And the guy says, "Oh, my neighbors are having some like teenage dance party. This is Saturday night. It's like, I don't know, I guess these guys like did Hamilton before there was Hamilton. And she goes, "You live on Maplewood?" And he's like, "What are you talking? How would you know that?" And she's like, I used to be at those teenage dance parties." So it turns out she's like maybe gonna start seeing my neighbor, which is pretty cool.
That's funny.
Wow.
And the even funnier part is that they'd call it a teenage dance party, given that it's people in their 30s and 40s DJing, and you are doing teenage dance parties, Jay.
I know. I
Pretty
was
funny.
like, I wasn't really teenaged. I don't think it was teenaged.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, I assumed like T was over with his girls and you guys were like playing songs for them." I'm like, maybe I need to reassess how I'm DJing.
Yeah.
Certainly the marketing of it, though.
Yeah, yeah. Sanchez, it's actually a relief from online dating. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that too. Yeah.
We used to talking about herb garden. Yeah, you have wild areas in your yard, and the Department of Natural Resources will help. They hooked you up with native wildflowers and herb plants and a list of what they are good for. That's awesome.
That's
I would
you
like
can
to.
also go to Sydney's yard and be like, "I want some of that, want some of that," and she cuts you off pieces of everything you
I
want.
know.
That's
She has
what we
an
do.
amazing yard. Yeah, I was so
Yeah.
impressed yesterday.
Isn't that place magical, Dad?
Oh my God. Right from when you walk in from the side gate, on the right side, she has
Yeah.
all this beautiful vegetation and plants, and she's
I mean,
just
the front, the side, the back, and then the fact that the back backs onto Tui Park, so there's no one behind them.
no, I
It's
said
like
to
this,
them,
and everyone like the neighborhood guys playing soccer out there, and
yeah,
it's just like this amazing scene, you
yeah,
know?
they have a great property. They just
It
such a
is.
I love it.
and the neighbor next door are just as meticulous about their yard too.
Yeah, their
They
yard's
have a great
gorgeous.
yard as well. I mean, nothing quite
No, not
matches like the magic garden that's in.
Sydney's is sort of like an artistic. I
yeah,
mean, it's like the equivalent of a masterpiece painting. It's really
yeah,
good.
yeah.
I mean,
She
my kids like play there, and they just think that's what a backyard is. I'm like, this place, you don't realize you have this like personal magic jungle that she's cultivated just for you.
Yeah.
She puts out a pool with a tent over it for shade. Like she has everything for that, you know.
Yeah.
She
No, I
started
know.
doing, because of the pandemic, we started doing outdoor movie night in her backyard. So she has those big wooden steps, and then I got a projector, and she built a screen out of PVC and a sheet, and we've been doing Hitchcock
Do
movies.
they just assemble it and then hang it?
Yeah, no, it's just it's like two buckets with cement and PVC in them with a hook on it, and then you just hook the screen on and stretch it, and we watch movies every 2 weeks, a Hitchcock movie.
But I mean, I just meant because I'm thinking of the same thing. Where do they keep the PVC posts when they're not using it? Just like on the
You
side?
just roll it up with the screen on it, and then the two posts with the buckets you just put away, you know, like in the
Awesome.
garage.
I need to do that. That's great.
Yeah, it was really fun.
That's really cool.
I think we
good,
should.
Anthony. Then you can invite us all for movie nights.
I know.
Yeah, I'm figuring out. The yard talk is getting me like anxious, jealous, and excited all at the same time because I just want to have, I want to have my yard done that way, but I feel like I have so much to learn, and I wish Sydney did this professionally so I could just hire her.
Jeffrey, what herb is to motivate him now? He should be taking.
Well, you don't need the herb, the flower essence. You want blackberry and tansy. Those are the two you want to be taking
For what?
for that nervous Monday morning, Sunday night feeling all the time. And feeling like you can't get going on the project. Those are the two.
But mom is on the. I'm sure she's watching.
But she doesn't do, those are North American. She
No,
doesn't
no,
do,
but she's gonna say the Bach ones.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, well, I mean, I'll take the help, and I could use it perhaps on this project. But it's also part of my thing has been. I realize I just have to cultivate patience. So impatience is the one that I want because in actuality, it's not that I'm not motivated to do it. It's just that I have to stop stretching myself too thin among so many projects and just decide I'm going to get these 1, 2, maybe 3 things in my life done this summer,
Yeah.
and that's all I can handle.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them, I just become comfortable with, like, right now, this is good enough. Because if anything, I feel like I have I don't say this like in a bragging way. It's actually a problem sometimes. I have a surplus of ambition and a deficit of, like a lack of patience and long periods of focused attention. And so that makes for a very dissatisfying feeling because you always want to be doing more, but you actually can't even get, when you spread across so many things, hard to get even one thing done in a complete way.
Yeah,
So
but Anthony, you shouldn't
I
beat
know you're looking out for me.
No, I was going to say you shouldn't beat yourself up for it because what you do, I mean, the number of projects you're working on at the store level, it's in itself just mind-boggling. I don't know how you do it.
Oh,
Uh,
thanks.
and you're not even asking me for help anymore.
Yeah, well, I see how chill you are, and I feel like, take your THC stone, Daddy. And
Between the weed and the pandemic, you're not allowed to go in there
yeah,
anymore.
yeah. First of all, we have a drug policy here, so you can't even set foot in here. Second of all, no,
It's legal. It's legal now.
not in my store, not during work days. It's not. Anyway, no, I'm teasing. I don't want to get into that. But my point is, I like seeing you chill. And, there's just thanks for the compliments and looking out for me. But the bottom line is like, oh, and I could do, episodes on this, is that just like finding the right people to work with you and getting on the same page does wonders for getting things done and feeling like you can handle more. And so we're lucky that we have a lot of great people who
Oh, I know.
are tackling things. And I feel like that's my biggest lesson of the past 20 some years of running this business is just like, when in doubt, always try to get more great people on the same page together, and things tend to work out better.
But why do you think I don't even interfere anymore, or I don't try not to? Because I know it's running great, and we have amazing team. You have amazing team,
And he knows you have Greta now, so he's like, okay.
Yeah,
that,
certainly.
that's my
Certainly
ace in the hole now.
yeah.
Mom says, and I forgot about this. This is right. I've talked to her about this.
Add hornbeam to your
is
impatience.
is the English one. So add hornbeam to your impatience.
Yeah,
That's the name of my new album.
add hornbeam to your impatience.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a lot of good Quicken band names this weekend, right?
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
My Saturday, the hot Saturday, was filled with helping Jay with QuickBooks, 6 months worth of QuickBooks fun.
I came home and Greta was like, how mad was T? And I was like, actually, he was actually surprisingly calm and was so nice. And I'm really indebted.
Well, thanks. Once you started doing the things, then I felt much more calm about it.
I mean, it was comical. At least we were both able to laugh.
So, yeah. I'm a person, I'm going to just say one of the things that I need is a recharge time. And I feel like a lot of days, what keeps me driving through long days of getting a lot of stuff done and dealing with like a barrage is this feeling of, at the end of the night, after I've done dishes or whatever it is, I will be able to lay on a couch with like a book or watch some show or my headphones in and just like have some siloed shutdown time where I don't interact with people. You know what I mean? And if I don't get that, then I start getting mean. I gotta be honest.
So Jeffrey, can I ask you, so why are you learning all this QuickBooks and all that?
he's not learning quick. I mean, he is, but not by choice.
Well,
Basically,
honestly, like, so QuickBooks is like actually fairly easy to use, and they make it really easy. What isn't easy and what sucks is Amazon's payout reports.
yes.
They're like a jumble. Like they could easily just make it connect and just pull in everything into QuickBooks. They could do that so easily, but it's just like it's
I'm
like
sure someone has an add-on that does it. You know what I mean? And
yeah, but I mean, like, it's just the kind of thing, like, you know, I don't want to go too deep on a rant. I know you make a lot of the business on Amazon these days, but it is, um, they lean very, very hard on small businesses that use their platform to operate and that, um, like, are, it's just, I don't know.
all of the burden, all of the onus of making it successful is on the seller. And by the way, if we don't like anything, we're gonna give you reversals. We're gonna take money away from you. If you do it wrong, we're gonna it's basically guilty until you convince us of your innocence, and we won't do anything to help you do that.
Or give you
And
like an easy way to reach out in any way.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And then
Anyway,
and the
I
problem
I wasn't trying to find out about Amazon. I was just trying to see if you want to reveal your project.
we have revealed it a little bit, but give us another couple days.
two more days. So but the other thing was it is that you know people that then Amazon has your data. They have everyone you sold to. They can reach out. They know your numbers. They know your manufacturer. They know your ingredients. They know your formula. They know everything.
They're probably already listening to this and have flagged us as suspicious sellers.
But it's
I was going to say,
a little bit
you don't
like
need to get into politics of Amazon, right?
no. I'm just
No,
saying, like,
I'm grateful for that.
I'm excited. What I was doing was getting rid of all of the previous Amazon reports, accounting for all of them, so that we can move forward because we're trying to take the new project off of Amazon, and we're going to be announcing it in the next 2 days.
Next week.
And it's going to be great, and it'll be live for pre-order. And we have a special deal set up for our hardcore Tea Time fans and longtime customers.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I'm so excited.
On that note, I'm going to take my last sip of Speedwell, and I think we should wrap this
Thank
baby
you
up.
guys for having me, and I always enjoy it. Yeah, I get to chat with you, and I never get to talk for 45 minutes with either one of you with undivided attention.
I know, it's great.
It is nice. Yeah, I think my kids do, huh? They came over a lot this weekend.
Yeah. Mom said, just to have those two girls, first Nola and then Nola and Safi, was worth moving away from Wildwood.
Yeah.
From the old house to this house, we came into the city, but just the fact that these girls can just ride their bikes over and feel comfortable and just want to visit the old folks, my God, that was, it's very.
They don't even tell us. That night, they're like, we're going out for a bike ride in the evening. And then I was like, it's been an hour. Where are they?
They came
and I
out
looked,
too.
What's that? Yeah, they're like, we visit everybody, It's a magic time. Dan McHugh, one of our top fans and one of our homies from way back, is saying we love the Qs. We love you too, Dan McHugh.
He's honoring McHugh because he has a Q in his last name. McHugh.
He does.
He's a wannabe Q.
Yeah, he already is. He's just a McHugh,
He taught me how to spike my hair when I was like maybe 8 years old.
Yeah.
And he had a chain with like a Mercedes hood on
Yeah,
it.
he had the Mercedes hood ornament.
Was like, he is the coolest guy I will ever know. I still kind of feel that way.
I still feel that way too, Dan, if you're watching. You're still one of the cooler people I know. One of the coolest people I know. Hey, Mary Josephine, thank you for the kind words. John, thank you for the kind words. Therese, thank you for the kind words. We love you all. It's nice to see you. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining us. I was looking, let me see if I have it. I was looking today, I was thinking about Yiddish words.
Yeah,
Um,
like you do.
like you do. I love Yiddish words. But there is a word, mishpocha, I think. I don't know. I'm not an expert in Yiddish pronunciation. I'm reading it. But it basically means family, but it doesn't mean your blood family. It means the people that are close enough to you that just like there's so many good Yiddish words that fall in that realm of we just don't have a word for that, but they do. And I feel like, we have a lot of people like that in our family. We have this big extended family of peeps that are family. And so
We have
I can't be more grateful for that.
we have Berkut.
Burkut, yeah. That's not a Yiddish word.
Pops, you want to explain that word?
Well, Berkut is basically plentifulness. So it's
Abundant,
that
right?
story of fishes and loaves. That was Berkut. If you really open up your heart and you want to feed a bunch of people, it doesn't matter how much food that's on the table. Everybody's going to have enough to eat, you know. Just because.
Especially if you can turn water into wine, nobody's gonna care about the food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it's gonna work twice as good because they didn't really eat. You know?
Well, because growing up, you guys were, we were 5 of us living on Wildwood, and almost invariably, one of you would have a friend over, or all those kids from
Yeah.
the suburbs wanted to hang out at Wildwood Park, and they'd end up at dinner table with us, and there was always enough food for all of us,
Yeah.
and that's where I started to notice. My dad used to say at Barkat, if you have Barkat in your home, that means you're blessed. You keep your heart, you open up your heart, and good things automatically happen, and everybody feels great being there. And that's Barkat.
Mariko just joined, so we're on our way out. But
Who's Mariko?
Mariko.
Mariko,
Oh, that's somebody from my past. That's right.
yeah. Oh, geez, you're gonna shame her on the way out of your call.
She knows me better.
She's gonna be like, all right.
Yeah, you're gonna have like a text or
tennis.
call in a few minutes.
Well, what is she gonna do? Become more silent than she is?
Oh man, ruthless. All right.
Wow. All right. On that note.
All right. Love you guys.
Yeah,
Love you too, Pops.
All right. See everybody. Thank you for joining us. See you on Wednesday. Jay and I'll be doing just a catch-up episode. All right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Peace out.
Peace.